So my bloggy decided that it doesn't want to work anymore and that it hates me and I don't know what to do. So I'm using the big camera today, which just means I have to convert some files, which doesn't really take that much time, so it'll be fine. But it's the big girl camera, that's what I use for my normal YouTube videos. So let's see. We're going to draw for these first. So let's get these in here, shake them up, and okay, the winner is Ravenclaw. And I know your real name and I can't remember it, but please don't take it personally because I can't remember anyone's names. Really, usually, there's like 5 people's names I can remember that I've met online, and most of the time it's just screen names because that's how I know people, and that's how people know me, too. So, yay! You know, I'm sorry. Oh. It's really, really hot in here with 4 lights running, and I have to turn the fan off for you to be able to hear me across the room on the camera, and I had a really fun night last night, and I went out with friends, and if you're a spoonie like me, you know that when it comes to the next day, you have to pay for it by feeling like crap. So I'm still doing this even though I'm really tired and I want to take another nap today, but I'm going to get through this and it's going to be fun, it's going to be awesome, and if this camera dies on me, I'm just going to go cry somewhere. So, okay, oh my goodness, okay. I will go through, I have all the answers written down, but I don't want to make the video like forever long, so I might leave some for next week, unless you ask a lot of questions again, and then I just will be perpetually making Q&A videos. An alternative is, there's a link down below, there's a section on my website I've made for the Q&A videos, and there's a forum where you can post your question and other people can come and answer it, or I can come and answer it, and it's really cool, so you should go look there. And if you're new, hello! Go there and watch the other Q&A videos, and also check out the videos tab on my blog as well, because I finally went through and organized all of them, and people were like, oh my god, I had no idea she did a video on this. I did. I've done a lot. I've been doing this for 5 years now. So there's a lot of videos. I'm almost up to 100 videos. I'm at like 93. This will be 94. Something like that. Anyway, to the questions. Here's a question that I get a lot, and it's, are you ever going to do any more Ustream shows? Probably not. That's my answer that I give to everyone. When I started, there weren't a lot of people doing it, and people would come in, it would be fun, and you would ask questions and all that, and I would have fun and camaraderie and stuff. And then everybody came in and started using it as a chat room and catch up, and I felt like a sideshow at a circus where you were only half paying attention to what I was doing. And I didn't like that, I didn't like being a sideshow, and sometimes I just didn't want to do it, and having a regular schedule just like really, it sucks if you're like me, because sometimes you just don't have the energy and you just don't want to do it. So what I do now is I do Google Hangouts, and I'll leave a link down below to my Google profile so you can add me, and then I will add you back, and then when I have a hangout, I'll put it up. You don't need a mic or a camera to participate. You can go in the chat room, but it's just fun because I can see you and you can see me and we can just chat. It's kind of like Skype, but you can have like 10, 15 people all at the same time, and it's more fun if you come and you're doing art with me, because it's like we're virtually sitting at a cafe table playing, and I like that format a lot better. Okay, Meezer Girl asked, that was her question, by the way. No, her question was, what's the name of the website you said was a great place to get started? P.O. I didn't look at video, so I will put that link in below. And then she asked about, you do a lot of different things, so do I, but I seem to get overwhelmed and get not much done, i.e. I paint, sew, craft, make jewelry, make things in polymer clay, etc., etc. How do you focus when you have more than one medium you work in? Aren't you supposed to work daily in one thing and improve that way? I don't think so. And the reason is I mean, I do mixed media, which means there's a lot of different media in there. And I have a Udo, I have a Cuttlebug, I have my paints, I have, I don't know, stencils and a sewing machine and stuff. And I think there's a point where everybody does that. Everybody experiments. Everybody goes through and tries, can you see me sweating? Oh my gosh. And tries new things. And that's what is fun. It's synergy. It's taking and making those connections because you've played with the different things, and I'm sure you've seen tons of artists who put together two things. You're like, how do they even think of that? It's because they played. So have fun playing for right now, play around, and then sell your stuff on eBay when you're done if you don't like it. That's my advice. And then somebody else can play. It's like a play chain. I like that. Okay. Ban cosmetics animal teas. Now I want to know if my cosmetics are animal safe. I know my shampoo is. Like, that makes me feel bad. But they asked, I'm not going to assume she, but what is your favorite piece of art you have ever created? And I have it right here. Hopefully, I can't see myself with this camera, so hopefully you can see it. It's this one. It's really big too, see? I painted this 2 years ago. It's my favorite piece, and I'm going to do more like this. I have a whole series that I've sketched out that I'm going to do, but this is my favorite one. And there's prints of it. I just haven't put my Etsy shop back together yet because, I don't know. It's a lot of uploading and typing and stuff like that. Okay. Let's see. The Liquitex inks and the spray bottles. I got a couple people asking about that. And it really depends on how much color you want to put down. I would put 2 parts water to 1 part ink and then adjust it accordingly, like if you want it darker or lighter. And I've mixed the colors in the bottle to make like lilac or like a really light green, because I usually just mix white with whatever color I have. But you can mix the colors in the bottles, which is really cool. And the thing with, if people are asking if it clogs the spray bottle, no, I think I have one over there that's been like that, like have used paint in it for a while and it still sprays. But I usually only use the color for like one project in specific, and that's why my ratios are so small, because I only use a little amount. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a different color, and I'm too cheap to buy more bottles. So it doesn't really though. I bet you, yeah, and that still sprays. In fact, it had the ink and the water in it so long the ink sunk to the bottom, and I used the spray water like 4 months later, so it worked. 20 Tessie Love said, I love your videos, Sam, and your hair. Thank you. Do you make any of your stencils, and if so, how do you do it? I do make some of my stencils. I use my die cut machine, my Cuttlebug, or some that I find at scrapbooking stores. I get stencil blanks from Hobby Lobby and cut stuff out with my X-Acto knife. And, what did I write down? Oh, I like to get, like, you know how you can get those old patterns, you know, like dressmaking patterns for really cheap? I get those and I cut the figures out from there. And I know a friend who cuts stuff out from magazines. So there's a lot of different places you can get your stencils from. I also use die cut scrapbooking paper, and I have a bunch of stencils that I've just collected from blog hops and video exchange and stuff like that that I use. Yeah, okay. Casa was with me, asked if I have a DeviantArt. I do, but there's one thing on it. And I don't know if I want to get into the world of DeviantArt, because the only stuff I look at on there are textures and fan art. So that's like what the world of it is to me. I should put some up there. You're right. Okay, Mythical 1015 says that, I'm gonna paraphrase this. I would love to be able to do art full-time as my job. Oh, now the fucking bloggy, sorry, finally started up. It's been plugged in for like 15 minutes. I'd love to be able to do art full-time as my job, but I don't know how to go about that. Sometimes I'm afraid of other people looking at my art because I'm afraid they won't like it. Do you have any advice or encouragement? Yeah, just post your art. It's really hard, and what I suggest is you post it and you run away from the computer and your smartphone, and you don't go back for like a couple hours, and you don't think about it, and you go and do other stuff. And sometimes I like to clean or cook or go out or just like hang out with friends, and then come back and see what's happened, and then you're kind of a little distant from it. Or you can make a piece of art and then wait like a week, and then you're not as emotionally connected to it. But like if I look back at my art on my Flickr account when I started, I cringe. I'm like, oh my god. But I think everybody understands that we all start somewhere, and everybody's been there. Everybody has been there. Okay? Say it with me. Everybody has been there. Even the big name artists. There was a point when they were just starting and they were so afraid to share their art and they didn't know what to do. And the only difference is they posted their art and kept posting and kept learning and kept posting. That's it. I mean, people could say talent. It's like I'm taking my first art class now. I graduated from college 6 years ago. And I never took an art class. All of this stuff here that you see, completely self-taught. So it's just hard work, and you just keep posting it because somebody is going to see it and be like, that looks cool, but if you did this, that would look better. And you'll be like, oh my god! And then you'll do that, and then your art will get better again. So that's my advice. Do it. And then send me a message and I'll look at it. I'm on the first page. Okay, Bunny12351 asked if, do you use any type of sealer on your projects? I don't, and sometimes my pages stick from acrylic paints. I have a video that I did about sticky pages, and I'll put the link down below, but I don't really have an issue with that because the only time it's really sticky is when you like use a lot of a color and you don't like mix in any water or anything. And I use a lot of fluid acrylics opposed to the heavy body acrylics, and they would stick less as well. So no, I don't seal my pages. They're just hanging out there. All their stuff can be smeared. It's kind of sad. Blackberry Forest, and I like how you spelled it, asked about, there's the Shape of the Girl art, which is this. I'm pretty sure this is what you're talking about. And this is from a workshop that I've been working on and off, I'll pick it back up again, for a year. And I have it all written. I just have to record it, and this was the sample for the graphic for the like thing. I think I need like hard deadlines, and then I'll like actually do it. Like I should just like announce it and be like, oh shit, I gotta get that done. I'm just gonna check the camera. Just don't mind me. I just want to make sure. Rock on. Oh man, we're at 12 minutes now on page 2. Okay, I'm gonna hurry up. Incredipickles asked, what's your favorite brand of journal to work in, or do you make your own, and if so, what do you use? And then I need the link to your blog so I can check it. I make my own. I've made them for about 4 or 5 years. Where is mine? And I use Stonehenge printmaking paper, and then I experiment with different bindings. I really do. Stonehenge printmaking paper is my favorite paper in the entire world. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's really cheap. If you go online to Jerry's, it's really cheap. Rakiza1234 asked, do you need a lot of money to get the materials, or do you recommend getting some things first, like basic supplies? I have a link to my revised supply list in the things below. Hopefully I'll remember all these. People see I have collections of expensive art supplies, and it's like, well, I've been collecting them for 7 years now, so I always start with like a basic 12, and then every month I'll buy 1 or 2, and then I'll buy 1 or 2, like that's how I got my watercolor crayons. So every month it cost me like $3. And that way it's really affordable, and you just keep collecting. That's all you do, you just keep collecting. There's some supplies that are worth paying more money for, but until you get confident with what you're creating, buy the cheap stuff. And then as you do more and more, you're going to want those more and more professional stuff, and then just start a little collection. Like get cheap acrylics and maybe like one nice one. Somebody else asked what brand paint I use. I went to Becca's yesterday, so all my stuff's in my bag. I use, this was on sale, Amsterdam? I don't know. Usually I use Golden Fluid Acrylics. Liquitech Basics for like white and black and stuff, because they're cheap. And I've started using this Matisse Flow, because Flow is a lot like the Golden Acrylics, but you get 2.5 times as much for less money. That's what I used, but when I started I used craft paints. I have a friend who has written books on journaling, and she still uses the cheap craft paints. I'm pretty sure you still do. If she's watching, I'm pretty sure you still do. No, actually, you still advocate them, because you still have some, I think. This is how my brain is when I'm not all here. Crafty Nina asked if I've ever used resin. No. No. Jewelry and resin, my brain just does not compute. And if I ever use spray paint, I used to use spray paint all the time. I used to spray paint my grass because I didn't put anything under it. I love using spray paint. Most of my stencils are covered in spray paint. I used to get a ton of colors, and then I discovered spray ink, and I could do that inside in the winter because I lived in Chicago. You couldn't do spray paint in the winter. Like, there were like 5 months I couldn't do it. It's fun though. It's really fun if you can layer it and make it drip and all that stuff. It's awesome. Some of you I'm going to email because this video is getting really long. Apple asked, what are your favorite supplies when you journal from your couch or away from home? I have a video of stuff that I use on my couch, or a blog post, I don't remember which. And then I have a bag of paint, and I just left this packed so I could take it out. I have this, my craft sheet, because I do a lot of brayering. I have a big sheet of mixed media paper, and I have a ton of stencils, and I have my book of colored pencils, and my brayer, and that's just random miscellaneous stuff. And then I have this box of stuff, and it's basically papers and elements and Copic markers, and then I have pen, pencil, and washi tape, and scissors, and tape. And then whatever I don't have, I just steal from her and leave it. So it's not really stealing, I borrow it in the place where it is. Jen asked about, when you post pics on your blog, are they edited? If so, what do you use, camera, editing software, etc.? They are. I either take them with my cell phone, and I've been playing around with that, and I'm going to do a post tomorrow about that. The camera that this is recording on is the one I use. It's a Sony NEX5 DLSR, and then I edit it in Photoshop. And somebody else asked about like teaching a class in Photoshop, and I don't really know what you guys want to learn in Photoshop, so tell me what you want to learn in Photoshop, and I'll make a video. You guys wanted to learn about sewing stuff, posted that on Sunday. See how this all works out. The other thing is everyone wants a video class. What do you want to know? Put little questions in the comments, and then while I'm writing it, I will make sure that I don't get really, really uber technical, because I was looking through my notes from when I was writing it last year, and I was getting really, really uber technical because that's what my degree is in. Then Alicia asked about, have I ever worked The Artist Way? I've read it, but I never worked through it. I never do that. Then she asked about the video thing. Awesome. Oh, image transfers. This is my last question because the video is getting forever long. My favorite image transfer technique is inkjet transparencies in an inkjet printer, because transparencies are naturally smooth. Talking too fast. Transparencies are naturally smooth, so the inkjet stuff just slides off of it unless you have a laser printer. But with inkjet transparencies, they actually put a coating, like a gel coating, on the transparency that makes it so the ink actually sticks to that. So when you do an image transfer from an inkjet transparency, you actually are just getting that gel coating that they've put on there, and the ink from the image, it gives you the cleanest, sharpest, best image transfer ever. That is my favorite. Okay, so now that I'm completely disorganized and have stuff everywhere, I'm going to need like a really big glass of ice water when I'm done. Okay, so I asked what you wanted to know about Photoshop, and I asked what you wanted to know about a video workshop, and I also want to know what other kind of videos do you guys want to see. I love doing tutorial videos, and I get great ideas. I love reading your comments. That one person who asked about, it was this one. It was Alicia. I actually wrote I sometimes get scared, but comments like this remind me I'm doing good work. You made that happen. God, I'm so sorry. Okay, this week's giveaway is this set of Punchella. I have really little circles, and I have hearts, and I have glow-in-the-dark stars, and I have really big holes, and then I have medium ones. And they're all like 18 inches long, I think. They're really long. So you can win that if you post a question or a comment on the blog or here on YouTube. And for that, I'm going to say goodbye before I roast and completely cook, and then I won't be able to do any more videos because I will be, people will, I don't know, but stuff will happen. So I'm going to say bye. Okay, bye. Hopefully it's